It's a lovely day in the model railway room, but there's a problem. A huge, great big problem with bells, whistles, knobs, and whatever else you might want.
A big hello to you. I hope I find you well. Well, today it's a little bit awkward because, well, we've had a huge leak up here on Weir Yard. And it's one of those things that I think everybody is so scared of, having a leak in your model railway room, be it in a shed or even worse actually in your house, because it's not just the model railway room, it's the house downstairs as well, which you get a bit worried about. And it's one of the trials and tribulations of home ownership, I have to tell you, is that big storms and snowstorms and things like that and high winds, they're not fun to watch out the window when you can hear all your slates going with every single gust. But unfortunately came up to the loft and found water dripping, absolutely gushing down onto the layout. So let's go and take a look. Today's video comes in association with Trainomatic, makers of DCC decoders and accessories that are designed by enthusiasts for enthusiasts. Check out the full range available to browse and buy today at tramfabrique.co.uk. Additional support comes from Rails of Sheffield. Sell to the name you know and trust. Buy, sell or exchange any age or any gauge. Call them now for the very best price. Check them out today at the link below. Right, well, let's face up to it now. We got water pouring in the loft. Let's just see what damage it's caused, and is this going to be serious? Come with me, let's take a look.
It's a lovely day in the model railway room, but there's a problem. A huge, great big problem with bells, whistles, knobs, and whatever else you might want. And that's because the roof has started leaking, and we've got some serious drips just coming in off the purlins. And you probably hear the ding, ding, ding. We've got some damp patches just starting to appear through the wood. And if we look up behind the purlins, we've got damp just coming in through the back there. So what I have to do now is go up on the roof and just see if I can see an obvious reason, like a dropped slate, something like that. And of course, it's a Saturday. It's the weekend before Christmas as well. So getting a roofer, that might prove tricky.
Well, I've been out on the roof. I didn't film it because it's quite dangerous to be up on a what amounts to the second floor. I had to climb up the kitchen roof to actually reach a point where I was at the apex of that. I was waist high with the guttering of the main roof, so I could see what the state of the slates were in. I checked them out, no sign of dropped or missing slates. So I think what we can conclude is it's just a build-up of condensation, freak occurrence. It's left a bit of a mark. A lot of this is I've actually peeled the mastic away. I thought this was really important just to make sure that all was well, and just going to let it dry out. Got the dehumidifier up and running. I just turned it off for filming, but it should hopefully just dry things out. So phew, close call there, I think. Now that I'm a lot more relieved about that leak, I thought I'd show you some of the areas that I've been working on Weir Yard since we last did one of these update videos, and it has been quite a while. This area here used to have a bit of a cobbled together set of buildings which themselves were salvaged from Trinity Road. They'd actually been the platform buildings, some super quick buildings that I'd had between platforms 4 and 5 on the main Trinity Road station. They just got recycled as a stopgap and ended up just getting built in this area, and I was never happy with them. Fortuitously, Zoe has been building some of the Metcalf kits, and this is the Dent Station kit. It's actually a really well designed and well thought out kit. And the end result has been that she's built some of the castle kits, station kits, including this building. And it just seemed a shame that these were just going to gather dust in a box somewhere after she'd finished her project. And this particular building, I thought I can incorporate that. So I ripped out the old station building and then just simply worked on how to orientate this. I had to scrape back a lot of the ground cover of the area. Thankfully, a lot of it was just cobblestones. So got it fitted in, got it glued down, and as you can see, also fitted it with some of the DCC Concepts ready to put inside building lights. These are sticky back LEDs. Did a full install videos of these, and they actually won the other product of the year 2022 on the Jenny Kirk Choice of the Year Awards, and I'm sure you'll agree it's come together really nice. The only thing left to do is I want to get some nice chimney pots to go on there. It's the one area on the Metcalf kits that are not perhaps as good as the rest of the kit is, and certainly I'm going to get some aftermarket chimney pots and just load that up and make it look really good. So that's the only area that's left to complete. Everything else scenically has been just feathered in. Used a lot of the Woodland Scenics ground cover. And then building off the back of the project with the lights, I actually did the install video with these from the DCC Concepts Legacy lighting range. So you will have seen this building anyway in the background to that video. But it's all come together really quite nicely, and the TMD area really has come alive as a result. Another area that we worked on extensively as part of a video was the Primo Trees install, just on this corner bit of the mountain. It's already been covered in that install video, but I thought I'd just share with you it again, just in case you'd missed that, and just really to make complete this update video on what's been going on in Weir Yard. Is it Monday?
No.
Oh well, time for Mailbag Monday then. One of the things I would like to do is to thank a couple of Monday Clubbers who very kindly sent in some stuff. So I'm going to put that there. And then the other thing that I've been sent is another Class 28. And I'm going to start with the Class 28. I have actually already got it out of the box. I couldn't help myself. And this came very generously from 3B Rail, who sent it in. It's brand new, and I'm going to be DCC fitting it. But it is the livery. I mentioned that I thought that this was the standout livery, and they have so kindly sent one in. So it looks like the N-Gauge project is going to involve 2 Class 28s. They are a lovely model from Rapido. We did that full review, but thank you so much. That is an incredible thing to send in, so thank you. And the next item, again, I mentioned on one of the Monday Clubs that I didn't have a Patriot. There is a letter in here, and this has come from Wyvern Model Railway. So thank you so much. They said that essentially they had 2 of these, and it's one of those things, and I can sympathise that when you're at places like model rail exhibitions, second-hand shops, it's actually quite easy after a while to accidentally buy the same thing twice. I've never done it with a locomotive, but I have done it with rolling stock. But they very kindly sent over their duplicate Duke of Sutherland Patriot in this really quite attractive LMS maroon. So a huge thank you to Wyvern Model Railway for that. That is incredibly generous of you. Thank you so much. After I did the DCC Concepts Legacy lamp install video, I actually had 1 lamp left over, and I've got it here. It's the one that I used to demonstrate soldering the wiring loom to, just because it was so difficult to do any filming underneath the baseboards. So this has the plug ready attached, and I'm going to just install it as is. I think just there is probably the best place to go for. So I've just charged up my battery drill, and I'm just simply going to drill out a hole. Just tidy up a little tiny bit. Because I've got quite a bit of ground cover here, I used some real ash to build up the ground cover in the Loco TMD area. I'm actually going to use a slightly bigger but flatter drill bit just to auger out the hole. Don't want to go all the way through because otherwise the lamp will fall all the way through. Let's just get that brush in there and just tidy up a little bit. If you dab with the brush and then you can flick anything that it's picked up elsewhere over the bin, and it's just a way of dabbing up some of the sawdust and other such bits and pieces that you don't really want on the layout. Now I've got the lamp here. The one criticism I did have in the video was that they tangle so easily with these very, very thin wires. I'm going to feed this down through the hole that I've drilled, and that's just going through. I can pick that up underneath and then just drag these wires through. Look at that, they just catch on everything, absolutely everything. Just do a quick test fit. Yeah, that's good. That's going to fit in there just nice. So I've got my speed bond from Deluxe Materials. This is actually I do quite like this product. Really, really good. Let's just make sure that we've got glue where we need it. Very light dusting along the length of that pin, and then just spin it as it goes in, and there. I can just feel it slot in, and that's perfect. It's gone right where I want it to be, and then it's just simply a case of feeding the wires across to a spare plug on the Alpha Mimic board. Et voila, there we go. A really easy install, and just another light in this area, which hopefully on the Monday Club will show up quite nicely, and also has the benefit that we can control this from the DCC accessory bus as well. So really easy, as you just saw, just to add these in, as long as you've got a Mimic board somewhere to plug it back to. And then once we're done, let's just load back up with all of the locomotives. It's a bit I always like, actually, because it's a good opportunity to see how many locomotives you can fit into each area. Always try and fit as many as possible. It always seems to end up being 17. No matter which locomotives I choose and where I put them, it's 17 that fit in this area. I do like the Hornby B12. I have to say it's one of my favourite of their big express locomotives. And let's sneak in a J27. I do wish that Oxford Rail would release some more of the J27s with some different running numbers, and I think there was one that got LNER green. I could be wrong on that, although actually I think just for the hell of it they should release one in LNER green or even BR green. I think it would look quite nice. It's a beautiful locomotive at a really great price. I've got the sneaky suspicion that I might have just a few too many locomotives. Although normally when I start to feel that way, I think the best way to stave off the feelings is just buy another locomotive. All of these drawers are just full of locomotives. I've shown you some of these before, but it's a great way to store stuff that's not on the layout, and quite simply I just don't have enough room on the layout to be able to put everything out. And I'm already running out of drawer space and siding space. Oh, no, I think there's a bit of space there. Maybe I can squeeze one in. One of the models that I've just finished filming a review on is this Hellion Rails ES1. It really is a beautiful locomotive. But this year I am resolving to just scale back a little bit on reviewing new products. I want to actually do a lot more project and build videos, building actual small portable model railways, and also some more of the magazine style stuff, visiting shops, visiting museums and doing videos covering that, and maybe even try and visit a few more manufacturers as well. And I think that that's probably the niche that this channel needs to carve out. There's an awful lot of review videos out there, and quite frankly, it's just not possible to compete, nor do I really want to. I know that a lot of manufacturers do send over review samples, and I'm eternally grateful for that. But actually, I think I want to do a lot more of the visiting places, interviews, that kind of thing. That's not to say that we're going to completely stop the new product reviews, but I think I might just be becoming just a little bit more selective about what I choose to review. What do you think? Is this a good idea? I don't know. Just leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Do you want to see more content going out visiting places, locations, shops, manufacturers with interviews? Or do you actually quite like the reviews of new models? I know a lot of people do find them quite helpful, but which would you prefer to see more of on this channel? I've just got time to show you one last little bit. Sorry about the reflection of the light in the room, but this in here is my Hornby Double O collection, and I have been retrieving this from my parents' house simply because my parents are downsizing. So got some more of these cabinets. These are the little ones, and the cabinets themselves actually just came from my parents' house. It's what my dad was storing the Hornby Double O in. But I now have an awful lot of my childhood Hornby Double O here, and I think in a future video I might kind of just take you through all of the rolling stock and the locomotives as well, and show you just what I've got. But that's a little teaser of a video that might be to come, and just up at the top there you can see the much more recent Hornby Double O Duchess of Atholl that came a couple of years ago from Hornby. It's dark outside now, and because you guys asked about it, this is my 5-inch gauge 14XX live steam locomotive. It is back from repairs, and do excuse the dingy looking lights. Quite simply, it's energy saving bulbs, but you can probably just about see that she does roll freely now. So looking forward to getting boiler test day behind us later on in 2023. And hopefully do some videos out and about with her. Kind of a passport to visit an awful lot of ride-on 5-inch gauge railways. But that's all things that hopefully we'll do later this year. Well, phew is all I can say about the water dripping. There's been a lot going on up here in Weir Yard, and in all honesty I could have done without water cascading off the purlins. But it's all sorted out now, and thankfully it wasn't anything too serious. And it just goes to show that condensation can be as devastating as an actual leak as well. So we're going to have to take that into mind and do a few little modifications, I think, on the extractor fan system. I know we put that in for those incredibly hot summer that we've just had, but I do still want to get air conditioning up here, and then I can block up the extractor fan, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we won't get a repeat of that condensation issue. And it just goes to show as well that you need to be really on the ball, because condensation can sometimes be as damaging as an actual leak, because you get moisture that kind of festers, and you really don't want that, not just around model railways, but about the structure of the room and the roof, or the shed if you're out in the shed as well. It really can be the thing that never sleeps is rot, and that's really what you've got to look out for, and mold as well. But I'd love to hear from you in the comments section down below. Have you had any problems over this winter period with leaks doing an awful lot of damage? Do share your experiences, and please, 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 people, read the comments too, because there's always some great little gems of tips and advice in there, how people dealt with their problems, and also importantly what to look out for, so you can head off any problems before they become a really super huge scary deal. But until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. Bye for now. Today's video is sponsored by Trainomatic, makers of DCC decoders designed to be fully compatible with every manufacturer's locomotive. Visit train-o-matic.com to browse the full range and see what they've got suitable for you. Additional support comes from Rails of Sheffield. Sell to the name you know and trust. Family-run business purchasing collections for over 50 years. From single items to lifetime collections, no collection is too small or too big. Buy, sell or exchange, any age or any gauge. Rails will take everything: locos, coaches, wagons, trackwork, controllers, accessories. In fact, they'll take absolutely everything and certainly will not cherry pick the best items. Rails are only a phone call away. Call them now for the very best price and get instant cash payment or same-day transfer. Check them out today at the link below. I'd like to send out a huge thanks to everybody who supports me on Patreon, and an extra special huge thanks goes out to Anthony Kidson, Offshore Allen, Michael Lockie, Helen Sink, Gary Lewis, David Quinn, Sparky 107107, George Botterini, Chris Moss, Robert Steers, Sam Yates, Dale Williams, John N from NC, NYMRish, Jonathan Foster, Peter, Clifford Ison, Larry W. Grant, NI Railways 4000 class, Ian Coulson, Alan Dickerson, Eddie Popper, Karen Nichol, Medwin Williams, Crossways Point Junction, 3B Rail, Jennifer Horton, and James Beckett. Thank you. Without you guys, I couldn't do this.